Are you tired of filling out 2062s, 1750s, and LPRs all manually? Of course you are. Hi, I'm Josh with Tactical Tech, and we have something for you today. It's a Ames database from Tactical Tech. It issues, it reconciles, it orders, it categorizes. You want a sub-hand receipt? You got it. Let's take it from the beginning. You got a brand new computer coming into your shop. You go to open up the master manifest, go down and scroll the new one. Start typing in what kind of computer it is. It has a pre-populated list of computers with their individual properties. This is going to be a day 30 today, and we're going to put it in a box. It's going to be TSP01SK4 for the box. I'm going to type in the serial number, the authorized quantity, the on-hand quantity, of course, P1. And guess what? It's also on your property book, so you want to make sure to check it as a property book item. Going to choose what kind of warranty date it has, and let's say it's expiring on the 31st. Want to make sure that you get it in before the 31st. Get anything that needs to be repaired on it done before the warranty runs out. Next thing we need to do is put it on the unit level hand receipt, which is HR01. Now guess what? One of your guys is blowing out with your package to a remote location. He's going to be taking TSP01, and Platoon Sergeant needed a DD1750 on his desk like yesterday. No problem, Platoon Sergeant. We pressed DD1750 here up in the top. It's going to be packed by Billy Badass. And guess what? He's a corporal. He is also an AIS tech. And it prints out your 1750, so you can print out your 1750 all the way from page 1 to page 101, complete with weights. We'll close that out. And of course you don't want him accountable for all that stuff on a 1750 alone. You want to issue him an actual 2062. So we go to issue internal hand receipt. We're going to choose to issue the whole package to him. Buy package. Go to OK. It's coming from Sergeant Big Time to Billy Badass. So we're going to choose the package that we're issuing, TSP01. And we only want him to do non-expendable and durable items, so check that and sign out complete hand receipt. It creates 2062 complete with NSNs, LINs, part numbers, names, and serial numbers. So you can print it out from page 1 to page 101, and then when you print it out, he signs it, you scan it back to the computer, it's on your desktop. You got to close this. And it gives you the opportunity to put it in a more secure location. So you got a digital copy in case that original copy ends up lost, on fire, whatever. Go to open that, and there it is. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and update the sign date to today, and then close that. Right here it updates the sign date, and guess what? You press the F5 button and it's no longer there. You won't see it till about 6 months later when it finally expires. So Billy Badass is out the door. He's downrange. He needs to issue out that D830 you had earlier. He goes to issue sub-hand receipt. It's going from Billy Badass, and guess who needs it? It's Sergeant Hatred. We're going to choose the kind of computer, kind of category it is in, and then the computer, of course, and the native package it's coming out of, and the native box it's coming out of, and then the serial number. We're going to add the hand receipt. And of course, you can't issue it out of a computer without a power supply. So we choose PS for power supply. Dell TSP01 is coming out of SK4. We'll go to 1 and add that to the hand receipt, and of course we also need to issue out a cable for him. Choose one Cat5 cable, add hand receipt, and then create that 2062, and bam, you got a sub-hand receipt complete with all the stuff we said earlier. He just prints it out, has him sign it, scan it, and upload it back to the same place. He updates the sign date, closes it out, and again it's right there, but if you press the F5 button you won't see it till about 6 months later. Now you're worried that Billy Badass is no longer in charge of that D830. Well, guess what he is? Check it out. We go back to the master manifest, type in D830, and we see that D830 with the serial number, and it's internally hand receipted as well as sub hand receipted out. Now, Billy ain't stupid. He knows that that computer needs a hard drive, and the hard drive needs to be accounted for, so he's going to issue a brand new hard drive. It's going from Billy Badass to Sergeant Hatred. And of course it's not in his inventory because we don't have hard drives in our inventory at the moment. It's going to be a 100 gig hard drive. I'm going to type in serial number, the make and the model, the image version, computer name, and the classification, which will be unclass. And then we create 3964. And he's got a 3964 with all that information as well as who it's going to, and you just print that out. Have Sergeant Hatred sign it, close this, and it gives you the opportunity to upload the document just like we did with 26.2 and change sign date and close that. It'll populate here, but press that F5 button and it's gone. You won't see it till a year from now when it's set to be re-signed or expires. Now it's about mid-month and you are back home and you need to prepare for the physical inventory 10%. You're going to choose the LIN numbers that come down and create a filtered report by LIN. And guess what they're looking for? They're looking for that D830 computer, which happens to be right here. You see the serial number right there, the location. I mean, we didn't fill that out, but you do see that it's sub-hand receipted out, and it belongs to this package and this box. You can go ahead and close that, and that's not good enough. They want to see a picture book because they don't know what a D830 is. So we go to picture book, go to property book picture book, and it shows you exactly what that computer is, and it gives you a little bit of information about it. More importantly, the serial number along with the box that it's in and the sub-hand receipt it's signed out on. And it gives you a little bit of information. You can print this thing out all the way from page 1 to page 101 with all your property book items and throw it in a 3-ring binder. You're good to go. Somewhere in the course of the deployment, Sergeant Hatred got mad, lit his computer on fire. Now he needs to turn in that computer DRMO, so it's coming back course to us. Billy Badass needs to reconcile a hand receipt. He opens up the sub hand receipt, verifies that all the equipment here is here. Of course, the Cat5 cable got destroyed in the fire, so he goes and deletes that, and he can go ahead and reconcile the power supply. Tells him exactly what box and what package to return it to and location if available. Or he can just reconcile all and close out the hand receipt. Close out the hand receipt right there and show you exactly in a report form that you can print out and follow along with exactly what box and package to return it to. Go ahead and close that out. Press F5 and it's no longer in its queue. We go to close there. Now of course it has to come back to Sergeant Big Time and he has to get it off Billy Badass's hand receipts. He goes and manage hand receipts under the advanced options. Filters by the open hand receipts, and there it is. Goes ahead and open it, and of course he doesn't want to reconcile all this stuff because he hasn't got all this stuff back. He just got the D830 back, so it can go to reconcile over here with the D830, and he did get a power supply back, so he can go to reconcile the power supply. After that he can open 2062 and reprint this document, and of course it won't include the computer anymore and have him re-sign. Go to close that out. Upload the document just as we did earlier, and then close this thing out, and we're ready to receive that hard drive back from Sergeant Hatred, of course, because it's all messed up as well. So we've got to transfer that hard drive from Sergeant Hatred. We filter it on down and choose the document number associated with it, and it's going to be signed for by Sergeant Big Time because he's now taken possession of it. Go to initiate the transfer. And it reprints 3964 complete with all the same information and as well as whose hands it's been into, sort of a little log. We can go ahead and close that out. We can go ahead and close this out. And now we got to destroy the hard drive because it's totally pooched. We're going to filter it by Sergeant Big Time, and then we're going to open up the hard drive document number and prep for destruction. Destruction official is going to be Sergeant Big Time, and witness is going to be Sergeant Claw. Gonna choose degausser, and guess what? We're also gonna smash it afterwards. Gonna change the date to today, update the model number, type in the make, and the serial number of the degausser. And we'll go ahead and hit the destroy, and of course we want to destroy this hard drive. Go to OK, it's been destroyed, and then we can reprint that 3964. Complete with the trail here, and then the destruction number, and who's actually looking at it and witnessing. They can print that out, sign it, whatever, and they can actually upload it right here. So you got a scan copy. Another thing they can do is print out 25-6, and it automatically populates that with the IASO, so we can go ahead and sign off on it and attach it to that hard drive, throw it in the file cabinet, whatever they do with those hard drive destruction certificates. Go to close that, and we'll close out there. And that hard drive is gone. Now we've got a burned up piece of crap computer on our hands that we need to turn in DRMO, so we go to turn in equipment. Under the advanced options, we're going to choose submitter, which will be Sergeant Big Time. And then we're going to choose from DODEC, which will be HHC's DODEC, going to the SSA, going from the PBO, and the inspector authority is going to be Echo Company, and the inspector itself is going to be Sergeant Claw. I'm going to choose a category for the comp laptop. I'm going to choose a D830. It's going to be, we're going to skip the package and just choose serial number straight up, and guess what? It's totally burned out, unserviceable, condemned, add to the turn-in prep. We also got a power supply going with it. So we choose the power supply, we choose the Dell power supply and the package that it's coming out of. Add that to the turn-in document. Let's go ahead and generate these turn-in documents. Brings up this nice little spreadsheet, and it also creates your 1577, your 2407, and it creates the infamous 2765, complete with DODECs, LINs, NSNs, and prices, total prices, and serial numbers, turn-in codes, and everything else you need to get this off of your books. You're now ready to get that out of your shop and out of your life. Now you're short power supplies, so you need to generate an LPR by shortage. You've got to generate LPR by shortage. Let's go ahead and clear the current orders. And what we got is 2 ways to order this. We'll go ahead and order it right there. We'll go ahead and order a couple more Cat 5 cables. Let's make it 10. Update. And we'll also order a power supply, and we'll keep it with 2. They're ready to go. They're in the temp. Let's go ahead and generate those actual LPRs. It's coming from S6. The requester will be Sergeant Big Time, Muldoon, Staff Sergeant. And then you got your Dell LPR, and if it had any more suppliers, it would have been on a totally separate sheet, complete with total cost. PBO's signature block all the way to the Battalion XO's signature block. Now it's ready to print and get signed. Those are just a couple things that the Ames database can do and help you out with. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and we hope to see you back real soon.